Hey everybody, it's John. Welcome back to the farm. Well, it is January 13th, I think is what it is, Saturday. The sun is shining. It is, we got a wind advisory today, which is kind of a blessing in disguise because it is a muddy, disgusting mess around here. We got more rain last night than I anticipated and way more than we needed. But anyway, it is a gorgeous day. We're going to try to get some things done. So we got some goings on this weekend. Right now we got barn cats coming on Sunday, which is good. So we have to prepare for that. And then I'm so far behind on farm chores from family being here over the holidays, and work's been busy, and so outside of the weather just being poor. So we're going to try to get some things done. Got the feed in the side-by-side. I'll take that up and dump it later, because as soon as I do, I'm going to get the whole farm stirred up. We're down to 2 beehives. One of them was empty. It was just being robbed out of. So I got it taken down. Got some fondant on the bees, some bee feed a couple weeks back. Both of these hives still seem to be doing well. There's a lot of bees in there. I didn't open it up completely, but when I took the top covers off, the bees were there. They were active, so that's a good thing. Of course, I don't know what the temperature is right now. Probably in the 30s. I think we're going to get up to 40 degrees today. So I'd like to do some more burning. I just don't think this wind's going to let me do it. All right, well, we're out here on the farm now. We just got done dumping feed and getting a few other things. I got the tractor out here. This was all wet, and I started pulling some of this mud out to give this a chance to dry. Normally when the wind's blowing like this, you can get the ground to dry out pretty quick if the sun's out and whatnot. But there's a lot of water sitting on the ground, so speaking of water, I got the pigs watering right now. They're finishing dinner. Cows just came in and ate. I'm gonna take the tractor out and see if I can't push up some of those brush piles, and if this wind dies down tomorrow, then we'll start burning again. All right, so last Sunday morning, I lit this pile on fire behind me, and it had been a little wet, and this thing it had a small spot in it that burnt all day long. It was melting ice and snow that was all over it. So it was right after dark, I guess. I pushed up this pile. I had the other one burning back over behind it, and the one down the hill. And I went inside, and I'd called the emergency service center or contact center, whatever it is, for Shenandoah County, because you don't just do a controlled burn without letting the fire department know, especially when they're this big. So it's probably about 9 o'clock. We get a knock on the door, and I'd gone back up to the house. Now, when you start these fires, you're supposed to keep an eye on them, which I was keeping an eye on. I could see it very clearly from the house, and I'd been out here all day, feet were wet, I was tired and hungry. So about 9 o'clock, hopefully y'all can hear me with this wind blowing. The fire department coming knocking, and somebody had called it in, 911, I don't know, or if they just called the service center and said, hey, there's a big fire out there. And they tried calling my phone. Well, since it was a Sunday night, my phone goes into, Apple's got these little schedule things you can do that, when it's getting later on in the evening, it puts it into sleep mode, and I only get calls or notifications from a certain few folks, and emergency center wasn't one of them. So anyway, got a visit from some volunteer firefighters, nice guys. They had actually been running up and down the main road out here several times during the day, and had seen me out here working the fires, and they knew what was going on, but protocol, they had to come out and see me. So I guess the moral of that story is when you call the service, the call center, and give them your number, make sure your ringer's on, and because I don't know which neighbor it was that called it in. It could have just been somebody driving by that seen it and called it in. But the good thing is somebody did, because what if it was my barn? What if it was somebody's house? It's always best to err on the side of caution, and I appreciate them doing that. My fault for my ringer not being on, but anyway, this thing got going pretty good. And I mean this the center here, I've been pushing some stuff from the outside back up towards the middle. Now we've had about 3 days of rain. Let's see if I can get up in here without killing myself. I'm looking for some stumps because I think they're both right up in here. Yeah, this is all pretty much mush. There's definitely still some big stuff in here. So this is gonna have to burn some more. The problem I'm having is I can't get any of this stuff moved with my tractor. It's all just too big. I'm gonna have to get out here with my chainsaw and start cutting some of these down so I can get them pushed back up here into a smaller pile and get it burning, which is not a big deal. So if I still had a rain gauge, we probably got 5 inches of precipitation this week between the last week and a half maybe, with the ice and snow and then the rain. It's been a mess, but like I said, this breeze blowing, it feels like it's starting to try to calm down a little bit. Hey everybody, well, it's Sunday, and this wasn't the day we were supposed to be having. Sun was supposed to be shining. I was gonna be able to get some work done on the farm. It's windy again, which means I can't burn. It's just frustrating. It looks like this whole weekend's gonna be a bust. We were supposed to get some barn cats today, and it's looking like that is not gonna happen now. I did notice a couple of the pigs had a little blood on them yesterday. I didn't really investigate them beyond seeing the blood on them, but it's not turning out to be the weekend we thought it would. I think if the weather's going to stay like this, though, I'll probably try to get some stuff done then out on the farm. Ain't a project around here until Amanda's bleeding, so we've entered a new level on the homestead. So, nice cobweb hanging from the fly trap.
There are multiple.
So
that I wish didn't exist.
So we bought this cage off of Amazon, and it's made from the finest Chinesium, and you get what you pay for. It was inexpensive and it was quick. Once we got the gist of how the thing went together, it actually took us half an hour probably to put all this together. Of course, we assembled it inside, but we made sure we could split it in 2 halves to get it out here so it fit out the door. So I think this is this 56, 56?
No. See, it's 45, 45, 55.
All right, so 45, 45, and 55. So those are the dimensions. I'm assuming the 55 is height. But for 2 cats, this is plenty of space. Once again, this isn't for long-term living. This is to get them here. The rule of thumb is 2 weeks to let them get settled in. We'll see how it goes, but they should be nice and cozy. We put the tarp behind it because that's the north side of the barn, and as you can see, the battens are off for the most part, so we do get a breeze through that wall. So just to keep the breeze off of them. I mean, it stays fairly warm in here, especially at night. All the pigs in the pasture sleep right here, all 14 of them. So it stays fairly warm in here. They'll learn that the barn is home. So maybe we'll get some barn cats today, maybe tomorrow. It may be one today and another one in the coming days. We're not expecting these to be snugly lovable cats as much as Amanda would like for them to be. We're going to expect them to be somewhat feral, but, used to seeing people around. We'll see how it goes. Let's walk out here and look at that pig with the bloody ear and see what we can see. Well, like I said, not what we want to see. It looks like 4 pigs. They got sampled. I'm about to put some iodine on them here. And it's all similar looking wounds. But the rats sure are doing a number on them. Anyway, let's hope we get a cat or 2 in here soon. I know it's not going to be instant gratification with getting them home, settled in for a couple weeks. We'll start doing the best we can. Hey, Popcorn, how about you not be a big bully? All right, well, while we're waiting on cats and winds died down just a little bit, got the chainsaw warming up here. I'm gonna start getting these down to a manageable size. try to anyway. Get these pushed back up. Maybe tomorrow I can burn. Tomorrow's holiday. Saw the time lapse. I started doing some cutting. Not a big deal. I don't need to cut it in small lengths, just big enough that I can move it with my tractor. And started working on a piece up there, and all of a sudden my blade just locked up on my saw. And it looks like this part here on the end is all locked up. So, I mean, I keep the oil pretty good at the saw, but it's a Husqvarna Rancher 450. Anyway, well, that was you know, it's just one more thing, and the hits just keep on rolling. You know, I can't. It's hey, feel that, hear that? Wind's dying down, so at least there's that. So anyway, I got to run up here to the barn and take care of something. I think we might have found our rat nest. So if y'all noticed in some of the video we were shooting earlier, there was a hay feeder on the wall of the barn there, and inside of it was a horse blanket. You know, there were no signs of rats around that, but Amanda went there and grabbed it, and I guess rats come flying out of it. Here's the rest of it right here. I pulled it down and did a hat dance on it. A couple rats ran out. There were no babies in it, full of rat poop. They had obviously chewed them a little nest in there, and yeah, looks like that's where our rats were living. And you know, that's out of the barn now. That's frustrating, very frustrating. Self-inflicted wound. And we've been talking about that for months, because we know some local horse farms and there's some rescues, and we were like, hey, we can take these blankets to those farms and let them get put back to good use. Obviously this one won't. We have another one in the barn that's been stowed away in a container, so you know, it's just one of those things that you put on your list and you never get back to it, and stuff like this happens. So a little frustrated. Nobody's fault other than mine. Does it solve our problem? No. It's just like the nest I uncovered back behind the barn. It's filled with water with all the rain, so pretty sure they vacated that spot. It just ran the rats out of the barn from this, so they'll just find another spot. And we're still waiting to see if we're getting a cat today, so it's after 4 o'clock in the evening, so may not happen today, but we'll see. We're trying to be hopeful that we can get this going. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at with that. All right, well, it's sunset here. One of the cats just showed up, so we're moseying out here, see if we can get her settled for the night. We'll see how it goes. Well, the plan this morning was to get up and run up and grab another bar for my chainsaw. And I had something else I needed to pick up that's escaping me at the moment. But I woke up to this. This wasn't supposed to happen until tonight. And once again, this is not a catastrophic amount of snow. Looking around the car there, it's like on the table, 1.5 inches of snow, and we're supposed to get more snow tonight, 2 to 5 inches. But I was like, it'll be a good morning to get out and finish cutting and maybe get a pile burning. So, sky's sure looking like more snow. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna end this week's video right here, and we'll pick it back up. We did get the cat settled, so more updates on that, I guess, next week. All right, everybody, I hope y'all are doing okay in this weather. I know it's bitterly cold in most of the U.S. here, so everybody hunker down and stay warm. We'll catch y'all again soon.